Hi, it's Dr. John Berardi here with Competitor.com, and today I'd like to talk about eating meat, specifically whether meat is good for us or whether it's a disease waiting to happen. There's no question that eating the right kind of meat, in the right amounts, definitely fits into an overall healthy diet. And more than health, it's a solid part of an athlete's training regimen, providing protein, B vitamins, and especially important for women, iron. However, there also seems to be good evidence that meat eating can sometimes be problematic. For example, typical high meat eaters also tend to eat less of the other healthy stuff, like veggies, like unprocessed grains, like healthy fats. So their diets tend to be high in calories, high in saturated fat, and low in fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, etc. This is a pretty good recipe for disease risk for most people. Now, the logical solution here isn't to avoid meat. Rather, it's to avoid displacing all those other healthy foods with meat. It's to include both meat and high fiber foods, fruits, veggies, and more. Beyond dietary displacement, there are two other concerns with diets high in meat. First, carcinogens. Second, hormones and antibiotics. There's some pretty compelling evidence nowadays that a host of potentially carcinogenic compounds are introduced into our bodies when we eat certain types of meat. And these carcinogens have been linked to two specific types of cancer, colon and stomach. In the end though, the meats that seem to be most problematic are processed meats, like lunch meats, canned meats, jerky, etc., as well as heavily grilled meats, blackened or charred. But again, these risks can also be managed. Avoid processed meats. Be careful in overcooking grilled meats. And finally, boost your intake of fiber and fruits and veggies. Both have protective effects against stomach and colon cancer specifically. And fruits and veggies also boost antioxidant defense. This is the perfect antidote to problems associated with processed and/or heavily grilled meats. Finally, beyond cancer risk, in farm meats nowadays, we tend to see a lot more hormones, environmental pollutants, and antibiotics. Not good, since we probably do absorb a small amount of these chemicals. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater here. Rather than avoiding meat, how about sticking with hormone-free, naturally raised meat? Grass-fed is probably the best. In the end, almost everything we eat or do in life has its risks. In fact, I'm much more likely to get into a car accident and die than I am to die of colon cancer. But that doesn't mean I take either lightly. I try to understand my risks and then buffer them. For example, because of the car crash risks, I wear a seatbelt. Likewise, because of the meat risks, I make sure that I avoid processed meats, I eat lots of antioxidant-rich fruits and veggies, as well as fiber-rich nuts, seeds, and legumes, and I eat primarily naturally raised, hormone-free meat. This way I get all the benefits of meat while buffering the risks. No vegetarianism required. In the meantime, continue to eat well and train hard, and I'll see you next time on Eat and Run.